हेलो लर्नर्स, होपफुली यू आर वेटिंग फॉर नेक्स्ट एपिसोड आज हम सीखेंगे पाइथन बेसिक्स। आई होप आप सबको मशीन लर्निंग समझ में आया होगा, आप उसका बेसिक थ्योरी समझे होंगे। अभी अगर आपको याद होगा तो पाइथन मैंने शुरुआत में बताया था, पाइथन वो एक टूल है जिसकी में हम कोडिंग करेंगे और जिससे हम वो सब अचीव करना चाहेंगे जो हम डेटा साइंस या डेटा इंजीनियरिंग की फील्ड में करना चाहते हैं। ठीक है। सो पाइथन विल लर्न व्हाट इज पाइथन, व्हाट इज द बेसिक ऑफ पाइथन, व्हाट इज अ लिस्ट, ट्यूपल, डिक्शनरी, ये सब डिफरेंट डेटा टाइप्स है जिनके बारे में हम जानेंगे। देन विल ऑल्सो लर्न लिटिल बिट अबाउट फंक्शंस, एंड देन फाइनली इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो विल ऑल्सो डू सम बेसिक कोडिंग। हम उसके साथ कोडिंग भी करेंगे। और अगर आपने कोई भी कोडिंग या लैंग्वेज यूज नहीं की है देन ऑल्सो नो प्रॉब्लम, विल डू फ्रॉम वेरी बेसिक एंड एज आई सेड वॉट एवर इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर अस टू डू। So without any further ado, let's jump to the content. So Python introduction. Python is a popular language. It was created by Gerdau Van Mizim in 1991. तो ये पाइथन कब क्रिएट हुआ था? 1991 में, अराउंड 30 इयर्स बैक। ठीक है। तो पाइथन is a very complex language in some terms because it can be used in various areas. It can be used in web development, it can be used in software development, mathematics, system scripting. But you don't need to learn all these. What you need to learn is basic how to fetch data from Python, how to do data wrangling, how to use algorithm inside Pythons, how to generate this output, how to write a simple Python code. Only those things you need to learn. But you need to know that Python can be used for all these things as well. Going into more detail, Python can be used on server to create web applications. So how it is used in server is to create a web application. Then it is used along software to create a workflows. You can also create a workflow. Then Python can connect to a database system. So you can connect to a database system to fetch a data. We'll see in future that you can connect to Teradata, you can connect to Oracle, you can connect to cloud, which is AWS, Azure. So you need data to do any data function, right? Any data wrangling or any data manipulation you want to do, you first need data. So you can connect to data system. This is something which you will be doing extensively. Then it can also read and modify files. So you can read and modify files by Python. So you can read data from a CSV and Excel up to 10 lakh rows, up to 1 million rows you can do it. And initially we'll be reading the data from these Excels or CSVs only because we'll work on a smaller data. And gradually we'll also see how to load data from a big data platform or a cloud platform. So as you say, it can also handle a big data. It can perform complex mathematical calculation in a very less time. So you will be shocked to see that it takes with seconds to load million of data. That is the power of Python back computing. Okay. Then Python can be used for prototyping production ready software. Again, this is an advanced concept which you need to know that it can do, but then you don't need to jump at least for a data science, machine learning, or a simple data engineering perspective. Going for a variable. So variable is first thing which you need to know. What is a variable? Variable is created for a moment when you assign a value into it. तो वेरिएबल क्या है? वेरिएबल हम एक ऐसा वैल्यू, एक ऐसा जगह है जहाँ पे हम एक वेरिएबल को स्टोर कर सकते हैं। जैसे कि आपको पता होगा कि आप अपना कोई सामान है वो एक जगह पे स्टोर करते हैं। आप अपना सपोज आपके जो कपड़े हैं वो आप अलमारी में स्टोर करते हैं। आप अपने किचन, आप कोई फूड आइटम है दैट यू स्टोर इन योर किचन। सो दिस इज अ प्लेस ऑफ स्टोरिंग अ सर्टेन, you can say a value. You can store 5, you can store John. कहाँ पे स्टोर कर सकते हैं? X और Y में. So X और Y क्या है? वो वेरिएबल है। ओके। सो X इज इक्वल टू 5, Y इज इक्वल टू जॉन। ये हम यहाँ पे दो वैल्यूज स्टोर कर रहे हैं QC। सो 5 क्या है? एक इंटीजर नंबर है। जॉन क्या है? एक स्ट्रिंग है। स्ट्रिंग एज ए, ये एक वेरिएबल है जिसको हम Y में स्टोर कर रहे हैं। then variable you don't need to declare any particular time and it can change at that time after they have been set. ओके। तो यहाँ पे हम क्या करते हैं? बेसिकली हम एक वेरिएबल में एक वैल्यू डाल देते हैं। पहले तो हमको कुछ उसको डिक्लेयर करने की जरूरत नहीं है। हम उसको ये नहीं बताना हमको कि वो एक इंटीजर है या फिर स्ट्रिंग है। वी डोंट नीड टू डिक्लेयर अ वेरिएबल। पाइथन इज स्मार्ट इनफ टू अंडरस्टैंड that this is a integer and this is a string, and again it can also change. So that is a more advanced functionality. Like if you have given x is equal to 4 and then you change your mind and say x is equal to Sally, so it will store the latest value, that is Sally, inside Python. And when you do print x, it will give Sally. So basically, all these codes will run in detail. In the next, I'll show you physically how to run this code, which platform. But if you are already aware about basic Python code, you can run this program and you can refresh your skills. But we'll learn all of this. For this first class, I'm just explaining you the theoretical concept along with these examples. ओके। तो जैसे कि मैंने बोला, ये इंटीजर और ये स्ट्रिंग, तो एक ही वेरिएबल में हम दोनों चीजें स्टोर कर सकते हैं। जो फाइनल में स्टोर करेंगे दैट इट विल शो हियर। Now, data type. Data type is an important concept. You can store a data in a particular in a different thing. So जैसे कि हम बोल रहे थे कि टेक्स्ट अगर होता है तो उसको स्ट्रिंग बोलते हैं, न्यूमेरिकल होता है उसको इंटीजर बोलते हैं. फिर हमारा मैपिंग टाइप होता है. मैपिंग जैसे वन इज इक्वल टू अमन, टू इज इक्वल टू राहुल, थ्री इज इक्वल टू रिया, ऐसे करके हम मैपिंग कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. सेट टाइप्स क्या है? सेट टाइप्स इज लाइक सेट विच इज लाइक एक सेट हो सकता है. सेट जैसे आपने देखा होगा कि सेट ऑफ नंबर्स 1 3 5 7 उस टाइप से. ठीक है. और लिस्ट, ट्यूपल्स, हम सब इन सब के बारे में डिटेल में जानेंगे. बट अगेन जस्ट रिमेंबर दैट दीज आर द data types in which you can store the data in Python. Okay. And when you write x is equal to 5, print type x. So it will give you the data type of the object. So for this, it will what it will give? Yes, correct. It will give integer because 5 is an integer. So we'll learn to type this as well and how to get and how to see the output and confirm our understanding in the next lecture in detail. नाउ सबसे पहले हम आते हैं लिस्ट पे. सो इंटीजर स्ट्रिंग तो आप समझ ही गए, बेसिक है. इंटीजर नंबर हो गया, स्ट्रिंग एप्पल सिंपल एक इंग्लिश वर्ड हो गया जैसे कि जो उसका मीनिंग बता रहा है. बट देन कमिंग टू अ मोर कॉम्प्लेक्स टॉपिक विच इज लिस्ट. सो देयर आर फोर कलेक्शन ऑफ डेटा टाइप इन पाइथन प्रोग्रामिंग: लिस्ट, ट्यूपल, सेट, डिक्शनरी. हम इन चारों के बारे में आज बात करेंगे डिटेल में. सो लिस्ट क्या है? लिस्ट इज एन ऑर्डर्ड एंड चेंजेबल. इट अलाउज डुप्लीकेट मेंबर. सो एक ऑर्डर में रहता है और उसको चेंज कर सकते हैं. बेसिकली हम उसमें कुछ ऐड सब्ट्रैक्ट भी कर सकते हैं. ये एक लिस्ट की इंपॉर्टेंट क्वालिटी. इफ यू वांट टू ऐड वन न्यू एलिमेंट, सो ये जो तीन है क्या है? ये दीज आर द एलिमेंट्स और items, you can say multiple items which are stored in list. So you can add item, you can remove item also, you can basically change this list. That is why it is called changeable. सो हम इसको कैसे डिफाइन करते हैं? दिस लिस्ट इज इक्वल टू स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट के अंदर एप्पल, बनाना, चेरी. जब आप प्रिंट लिस्ट करेंगे तो आपको आएगा एप्पल कॉमा बनाना कॉमा चेरी. सो दिस इज द आउटपुट एंड we'll see that how it looks like. Then you can determine how many items are there. Suppose if you write a list, I write a list, and then after one I forgot how many items I had given there and I don't want to see the code. I can simply write print len this list, or somebody else is running my code, he can see that how many items I have stored in my list. So if you do this function, it will give you three. So it will tell you that there are three items in your list. फिर लिस्ट कैन बी ऑफ एनी डेटा टाइप. दिस इज द ब्यूटी अगेन, एज वी वर हैविंग फॉर वेरिएबल. लिस्ट के अंदर एप्पल, बनाना, चेरी आ सकता है. लिस्ट के अंदर 1 3 5 7 9 3 आ सकता है. लिस्ट के अंदर बुलियन वेरिएबल भी आ सकता है. बुलियन क्या होता है? ट्रू और फॉल्स. तो ये भी एक डेटा स्टोर करने का वे है. दिस इज ऑल्सो वे ऑफ स्टोरिंग डेटा इन विच यू कैन store true or false. Okay, but remember you cannot have a mixed data type in list. So that is one thing regarding list. So for now, this is the basic of the list which you need to know. Moving on, what is tuple? Tuple is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable. तो यहाँ पे एक वर्ड आ जाता है unchangeable. बेसिकली हम इसमें कुछ ऐड सब्ट्रैक्ट कोई एलिमेंट नहीं कर सकते. एक बार आपने जो कर दिया वो ट्यूपल बन गया. Once done, it is done. It cannot be reversed, right? Then tuple are used to store multiple items in a single variable. Tuples are written in a round bracket. तो वो स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट और ये राउंड ब्रैकेट, ये हम इसको देख के ही यहाँ से डिफरेंशिएट कर सकते हैं कि वो स्क्वायर था और ये राउंड था. ये दोनों में डिफरेंस है. गॉट इट? अब यहाँ पे भी हमने सेम एप्पल, बनाना, चेरी डाला है, बट ये अभी एक ट्यूपल के फॉर्म में स्टोर होगा. To create an item, you need only one item. You have to add comma after this, and otherwise Python will not be able to recognize a tuple. So आपको एक तो ब्रैकेट डालना है, फिर कॉमा डालना है, तो Python उसको recognize कर लेगा that this is a tuple. Now the different thing about this is it can store a different data types as well. So आप देख रहे हैं ABC 34 true 40 मेल सब है. तो यहाँ पे नंबर, सॉरी स्ट्रिंग, इंटीजर, देन आपका बुलियन, सारी, देन अगेन इंटीजर, देन अगेन स्ट्रिंग, सारा चीजें आ रहा है. So this is how tuple works and you can create a tuple. Now अभी sets and dictionary क्या होता है? तो sets is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable. So unordered and unchangeable and unindexed. So यहाँ पे सारे में it is like unordered, ordered भी हम उसको मतलब एक particular order देने की जरूरत नहीं है, change नहीं कर सकते. Then how many items are there in the list? Again, you can then determine from the length function. It cannot have a duplicate member, which you remember, which we can have in list. Okay. So now if you can see again, it can also have a different data types, which was tuple. So there are few functionalities of list and then few of tuple as well. Don't worry, you will remember all of these later, but these are the basics which you need to know that, okay, this is how you can write a set. So set is written by a curly braces. So large bracket, then small brackets, and this is curly braces for set. Okay, so this is how a set is written. Now, dictionary is a, collection which is ordered and changeable, similar to what we have in a list, right? So there also you can change and it is ordered. So but there are no duplicate member in dictionary. So there is something different which you'll find, and it will make you decide the data type. Suppose if you want that nobody should change your data type, you can use a tuple. Suppose if you want to change it and you want to order but no duplicate member, use a dictionary. If you want duplicate also, you want change also, ordered also, use a list. So that is how you can determine which data type to use. Okay. Then in this it is used in a key value pair. So basically this is key brand and this is value. So if you want to store a data, I want to store a data regarding my car. So my car brand is Ford, my model is Mustang, and my year of manufacture is 1964. When you print this list, it will print in this particular combination of key value pairs. So these are called key value pairs. This is one pair, brand and Ford, model mistake, the other pair, and year and 1964, the third pair. Got it? So I hope you got all the basics of list, tuple, set, and dictionary. You can explore more, but this much basic is enough to know and to move further. ना हम नेक्स्ट चीज सीखेंगे। नेक्स्ट क्या है? फंक्शन। फंक्शन एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है। यू नीड टू नो व्हाट इज अ फंक्शन एंड व्हाट इज अ यूज केस ऑफ अ फंक्शन। So suppose if you want to do a similar thing again and again, you don't want to write the same code, right? What you can do, you can write a function, okay, and then you can use that function. Basically, you can write a small set of code, and then you can use or call that function, meaning you can run that code again and again in your code. Suppose if you want to run one code 5 times, so better you write a function that is a set of that code, and you call that function every time you need to run that. Suppose you want to do 2 into 5, so you can write 2 into 5 at one place. It is 10. So that is just a simple example. The functions can be very complex. We'll see some examples as well. But in a simple word, it is a block of code which you want to run again and again. So you can pass the data and parameters also to it, and you can run that function. Suppose if you are writing a function a into b, now you can pass the value of a into b. You can pass if the function name is a. So a, then if the function name is say my function, like for this particular example, so my function is hello from function. Suppose if you write my function a cross b. Now if you write my function 2 into 2 comma 5, it will be 2 into 5, which is 10. Then again, you want to call my function with a different value of a and b. You want to call my function 3 and 5. So it will be 3 into 5, 15. So basically, the formula will be the same, which you want to run and again, but you want to run on a different value. So here, my function will be used. Now this is a way of writing a function. First, you have to define the function def, then what is a function name, then parenthesis. If you want to pass any parameter, if you don't want to pass, you can leave it empty. Then colon, then enter. When you do, it will go to next line with some space. It will automatically go, and then print what is hello from a function. So from simple function, you can write a hello word as well, and we'll see in our next class the basic hello word, which is the first coding step for learning any language. We'll see that also, but this is writing a hello using a function. Okay, and when you write my function this, it will automatically print hello from a function. You don't need to write print again. So this is the beauty of a function, and I hope you understood that where do we use the function and what is a like functionality of a function. So this was rhyming, right? Functionality of a function. Okay. So now coming next, lambda function is an anonymous function. So lambda function is, you can say, a little more sophisticated function, which again will reduce your work to a more extent, and you can use that function to again do the same thing, run a code and get a value, but it will be in a more sophisticated manner and even with a lesser code. So it can have only one expression. It is a small anonymous function. So it is an anonymous function, but it is small. Can take any number of arguments in one expression. So again, lambda function can take any number of arguments in one particular uh, explanation. So I hope you all like learned the basic. So the intent of this today's class was to know what is Python basic, what we need to know, what is coming through, what are the data types, list, tuple, dictionary, is the most important which we use further, and further we'll see what are arrays and data frames. So most importantly, you'll be using data frames, but you need to know all these building blocks of Python as well for your further use case and further knowledge. And then finally we learned function is something which we'll be extensively using and you there are some inbuilt function also which are already created. there are some functions which you can create writing a code. So that is all about functions. I hope you all liked this lecture, and keep putting a like and subscribe this channel so that it reaches the maximum. As I said in my teaser, thanks a lot for 100 plus subscriber in less than a month. So I'm very happy that I'm able to help you all. And as I said, if you want this content, comment your email ID below this video on the channel so that I can send you this deck if you want, and it would be useful for you for your future purpose as well. Thank you, and hope to see you in the next week video, which will be Python coding ka C. Okay, so we'll learn coding from very starting, and we'll know what to use, how to use, and gradually, as I said, we'll go towards more complex steps and more complex code. Thanks a lot, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.